Hi guys, I'm Ed.
And I'm Harry.
Welcome back to Game Hog's discussion on VR.
Now in our last video we talked about trying out the PSVR at EGX Rezzed, but we also got to try out the Oculus CV1.
We did. Now the Oculus consumer version, basically Oculus Rift is what is synonymous.
Yeah, it is the
VR.
poster child of VR.
Exactly, spot on. It's the poster child of VR. So obviously, you and I have both tried the DK2.
Yep, which was like the developer version of the Oculus, which has been around for a few years now, and it's great because people have developed some great experiences games for it.
They really have. And so obviously we were very excited to try out the new consumer version.
We were.
And we've
We'll get to that.
We've got some issues with it. But we'll get back to that. So we got to try a couple of games each. So we tried two main ones, but I got to try a third one because I'm lucky.
Let's start with that.
Yeah, so it was called Whisper, and it was the idea behind it was very unique. You play a blind lady. There was some backstory about she was in an accident or something, I don't know. But basically yeah, exactly. That's how much attention I paid. It's very clever. It's pitch black, but you have to hit the ground with your stick, which is like left trigger or something. And you use echolocation, and suddenly the room lights up a bit and it then begins to fade. And you've got to move around, you've got to open things up, and you can look around with the headset, you can look into a drawer and things, and I liked that. So this is something we should clear up as well. We've had a lot of people, especially on our HTC Vive video, mentioning because we said there's no movement available with the Oculus Rift or the PlayStation VR. Now, people got very cross about that, and I'm sorry because we think we might have got that wrong. It turns out there is movement, and if you daisy chain a couple of those sensors together, you can get the HTC Vive experience of walking around, allegedly. We've seen a couple of videos that have proved this. It doesn't seem quite as good as the HTC Vive's one, but hey, it does work. So apologies for us getting that wrong. Hopefully that's been corrected.
Back to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, walking around and the movement and things was very, very cool. I couldn't really see very well. It controlled very weirdly. So unlike most games where wherever you look is forward, you go forward, with this you had to turn with the bumpers.
So this sounds to me like a great game that would work well with the Oculus touch controllers.
So well with those controllers.
They don't have them yet.
They don't. So literally all I was doing was walking around. And like we said in our PlayStation VR review, VR is not the same unless you've got motion controllers. And I know that's almost like being spoilt because we tried the HTC Vive and adored it, and being able to interact with things, pick them up, feel that you pick them up with a vibration and throw them. There's nothing like that. With this, I couldn't get on board. And honestly, I was removed from my immersive experience by the fact that I would have to go, why aren't I moving? Oh yeah, it's because I've not pressed these bumpers to move, it was slightly frustrating. Other than that one quibble, it was a really enjoyable experience.
I mean, great potential idea there. I mean, that sounds very interesting, and I mean, it could be developed into a great thing.
Yeah, so like you say, with the Oculus touch controllers, this will be a great game if they work that capability in. So I would recommend playing it on that when it comes out.
So next up, we tried Gang Beasts VR. Now, you hadn't tried Gang Beasts before.
I'd never even heard of Gang Beasts.
It's a very popular indie game that's great fun. It's a party game. You just play a jelly bean kind of ragdoll character, and you just have to push someone else off a stage. It's great. The best thing about it, though, it was a fun VR game, and that's what we need to see more of, because you can play with your friends, and it's that same fun experience, and the VR just adds to it, which makes it the perfect thing.
Absolutely, and yeah, it's one of those things that it's not the perfect VR game, it's not the desired VR experience, but hey, they delivered, and that's
good fun.
Something's got to be said for that. So the last game we got to try was Esper 2.
Yes.
Now Esper 2 was a kind of portally, not spoof, but it was almost a Portal tribute. It's
another kind of sciencey, mathematic, physics kind of game, which are really cool. I mean, there are a lot of them out for the Oculus Rift and the Vive and things like that, but this one was quite good fun.
It was. Again, it was a controller-based experience with some additional movement and motion controls.
Yeah.
This will be an even better game than it currently is.
With touch controllers.
With those touch controllers. Because like I said, picking up a ball in VR and looking around with it with a controller is not fun. Well, saying that, this game was fun, but it's not as fun as going, oh my god, I'm picking up a ball, like in a game. There's an experience there that you just don't get. But it was good fun, this whole game, yeah.
I mean, Portal had the story going for it, the characters, and we didn't see much of that in this game, but I feel like there's, again, great potential for it to go forward with that kind of style.
Bear in mind, we are basing most of this on a 15-minute go on most of the things that we did.
If that, so it's just sort of a demo.
Exactly. And if you guys have your own opinions on them, don't be affected by ours. These are just what we thought. So we said at the beginning of the video that we had some issues, and I think it's best that we address those. Now, we have got to try the big three, as they're called, of the VR headsets. We first tried the HTC Vive, which we found to be a near perfect experience. Brilliant. We tried the PlayStation VR, which we found to be an amazing experience, even with the motion controls. And then the Oculus Rift. Now, like we've said before, we both tried the DK2, and it's by no means a bad VR experience. You will still love it, but it is noticeably, in our opinion, the weakest of the three. In our opinion.
I feel like we're going to cover this in an upcoming video when we'll compare all three in depth.
That's the intention, at least, yeah.
Today I was let down by the Oculus, and it was the one I was most looking forward to.
Yeah.
So, I think what it's come down to a lot is the games, and the games you get to play on them. I haven't really seen many of the big AAA games on the Oculus. I'm looking forward to seeing those. But up until now, I just haven't been impressed. No,
so for instance, Eve Valkyrie, which comes out with the Oculus, I really want to play that game, and I know that will be a fun experience.
Yep.
The issue I have is that the field of view was noticeably bad. I don't know if maybe we hadn't got the headset set up properly, maybe we'd done something wrong, but I could see black here in my not even in my periphery, right in my kind of center vision. And it's noticeable. It's almost like looking through binoculars. I know that all of these devices don't have the perfect view ratio, but actually I really did struggle in a way.
I'll tell you what I found was that it was just very uncomfortable to wear. The straps, they're adjustable, and obviously you can adjust them to your face, but it's really tricky putting it on. It takes quite a bit of time, and getting it comfortable is, again, a difficult experience, which makes VR more uncomfortable, and you don't want that if you're trying to get it to the masses. Right?
And my nose. And do you know what? So when you're using the PlayStation VR, we discussed this in our last video. When you put it on, it slides down in front of you and then slides towards you to the comfortable length. And there's rubber.
It is comfy. It is really comfy.
It feels like it's on your eyes. I felt it touching the bone, and I was kind of going, good God, I'm in the screen. It hurts. And if you're looking up, it's like there's two daggers here stabbing you in the eyes.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay,
I think what we'll do is when we get our Oculus in the mail, which should be coming any day now, we hope, we'll give a much more in-depth review of it.
We will. We'll give an unboxing and we'll show you what we mean to hopefully give you a better idea. But yeah, like we said, these are just our views on the headset. I'm sorry if we've got any of this information wrong. There are a lot of VR enthusiasts who have been watching our videos. So thank you to those of you who have been pointing out any mistakes we make. We're trying to correct them as we go along. But yeah, generally, out of the experience, I'm really happy I played it. Really happy, but wasn't impressed, put it that way.
Again though, these are just demos, these are not the full experiences, and we have yet to see that in its entirety. So looking forward to that, and maybe changing our views again.
So guys, we hope you've enjoyed this video about the Oculus Rift. Sorry if our opinion on it has kind of lessened yours at all. Bear in mind, it's just what we think, and it's just from the little time that we managed to get with the device.
And it came as a surprise to us too, really, but again, we'll be trying out the full AAA games when they release, and giving our views on those.
Absolutely, we'll also be trying to do a comparison video with the big three, so do keep an eye out for that in the future. But thank you again for watching this, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you then. Bye, Z's. Or draw a giant flaming penis like
I did that, yeah.
I mean, very proud of that.
Let's be frank, the first thing you're going to try and draw when you get into 3D virtual, and then got to try one with the headset and the Move controllers.
Do you remember those from back in 2010 when they launched?
With your PS3.